There is something that could make it the richest country in Africa in the coming times. Some people are even saying that this country is going to become the next Dubai. Now the question is, what exactly did Ibrahim Traoré do that has worried the Western world and inspired the African public? Which projects have not only started changing the fate of Burkina Faso but have also amazed the entire world? So friends, first, let's talk about the project that is giving Burkina Faso a new identity on the world map. Yes, we are talking about Wagadugu International Airport. This airport is not just an ordinary project, it is the fulfillment of Ibrahim Traoré's vision, where he wanted to take his country out of isolation and connect it to the world. The old Thomas Sankara Airport had been failing for years to meet the public's needs. It neither had modern facilities nor enough space for large aircraft. But Traoré broke this barrier. The new airport's runway is 11,000 feet long, ready to welcome the world's largest planes. Additionally, the terminal spreads over 25,000 square meters, featuring duty-free shops, local dining areas, and business lounges. But the real marvel is the cargo terminal, which covers 15,000 square meters. This will make Burkina Faso the commercial heart of West Africa. Farmers' produce and local products will now reach the world efficiently. Moreover, this project is creating more than 5,000 jobs, including air traffic controllers, customs officers, and hotel and restaurant staff. This airport is not just a structure of concrete and steel. It is the flight of Burkina Faso's freedom, a project that sends a message to the world. This country will no longer rely on others but will become a new center for the world itself. Friends, now let's talk about the project that protects farmers' hard-earned crops and breathes new life into Burkina Faso's agriculture. Yes, we are talking about the Yako tomato processing plant. Imagine farmers working all year to grow tomatoes, but due to lack of timely market access, thousands of tons would rot in the sun. Farmers didn't get fair value for their hard work, and expensive tomato paste had to be imported from abroad. What kind of injustice was this that the country, despite its production, had to depend on others? But Ibrahim Traoré changed this game. The first tomato processing plant in Yako is not just a factory, it is the realization of farmers' dreams. Built on 1 hectare of land, it has the capacity to process 100 tons of tomatoes daily. This means that farmers' produce will no longer go to waste but will be transformed into tomato paste, sauces, and other products for the market. The real marvel is that this plant is not only for the government but also for the farmers. It is a cooperative model where farmers are shareholders, not just sellers but owners. For the first time, rural people are participating in true economic prosperity. This single project solves 2 major issues. It saves perishable crops and reduces the need to spend on imported tomato paste. The profits now stay within Burkina Faso. Moreover, it creates hundreds of employment opportunities. Friends, now let's talk about the project that has truly turned Burkina Faso into a land of gold. Yes, this is the first gold refinery. For years, the country extracted gold, but unfortunately, it was exported raw, and the bulk of the profits went to foreign nations. Local workers remained mere laborers, and their efforts enriched Europe and other countries. But Ibrahim Traoré announced that Burkina Faso would now refine its own gold and keep the real value for itself. In November 2023, the foundation of this project was laid. The refinery has the capacity to process 150 tons of gold annually at a purity of 9%, meaning Burkina Faso can now sell pure gold on the global market and retain the majority of the price. This is not just a factory, but a shining example of independence. Farmers and small miners no longer need to sell their gold cheaply to foreign traders. They can refine it locally and earn more. This will increase the country's revenue by 40 to 60%, equivalent to millions of dollars. And it's not just about money. Along with the refinery, new laboratories, security wards, and environmental systems have been built to safely manage excess materials. Moreover, the project is creating thousands of jobs for local engineers, chemists, and security staff. The West is particularly worried because Burkina Faso now holds the real power of its gold. Not only can it stabilize its own currency, but it can also strengthen its position on the global stage. This project signals that the era when Africa only exported raw materials is over. Now it processes its wealth and shows the world that this wealth is not just for the poor but also capable of surprising the wealthy. Friends, now let's talk about the project that runs like blood in a country's veins: the development of roads and basic infrastructure. Burkina Faso is an agricultural country. Farmers work tirelessly, but the first problem was transporting crops from fields to market. Rain would turn dirt paths into impassable mud, and in dry weather, dust and sand made travel unbearable. The result: farmers' hard work went wasted, and the country's economy stagnated. Ibrahim Traoré decided to change this scenario. A new network of roads is being laid across the country. Major cities are being connected to the capital to make trade routes cheaper and faster. In rural areas, smaller but durable roads are being built so that farmers can reach the market even during rainy or good seasons. This project is not just about laying stones and concrete. It's about giving new life. Because when roads are built, jobs are created. Thousands of workers improve their domestic economy by working on these projects. When they spend their earnings, village shops thrive, and marketplaces flourish. This is the real wheel of progress. This project is not just for today but for future generations. Traoré has given local companies the opportunity to work with international engineers so that in the future, they can build their own roads. That's why today, every new road in Burkina Faso not only makes travel easier but also announces the fulfillment of dreams. A dream where every village, farm, school, and hospital is connected to the heart of the nation. Friends, these were the amazing projects of Ibrahim Traoré that are giving Burkina Faso a new face and worrying the West. So the question is, can a single African country, with hard work, vision, and self-reliance, advance so much that the world's powers are left astonished? Time will tell. But one thing is certain, Ibrahim Traoré has proven that if leadership is honest and visionary, any nation can rise from adversity and reach the heights of progress. Now the question is for you, which of these projects impressed you the most? Is it the airport, the gold refinery, or the agricultural revolution? Share your opinion in the comments. If you found this video informative and interesting, don't forget to like and share it so that this story reaches more people. And yes, subscribe to the channel, because we bring such unique and amazing content from around the world. Remember, friends, your one like and subscription encourages us to create even more exciting videos.